Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a look outside our weather window from this afternoon, and a beautiful shot as we head up north. And this is our Billy Goat camera as we look down. It's where the Methow River meets the Columbia. Pateros right there, Brewster also normally in that shot. But boy, notice that cloud deck, and that's what we experienced here in the Wenatchee Valley today with lots of blue sky above that. But the good news is we are in for a warm-up. 41 your high on Saturday, 42 on Monday. And look at those temperatures as we get you into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Lower to mid-40s with mostly sunny skies. And we'll have your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on in the newscast. But now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Chelan County Superior Court has suspended all trials that were scheduled for the month of February. And Governor Jay Inslee said in a press conference yesterday that he plans to direct millions of dollars towards creating more supportive housing in our state. But first, our top story tonight. A Wenatchee man pleaded guilty in Spokane court yesterday to a federal charge of receiving child pornography. 53-year-old Miguel Estrada Morales was originally indicted in 2020 on a charge of producing child pornography after admitting to Wenatchee police that he recorded videos of underage household members without their knowledge over the course of 4 years. Morales pleaded to the lesser offense, which guarantees at least 10 years in prison when he's sentenced in May. The original federal charge carried a possible prison sentence of up to at least 15 years. Morales has been in custody since his arrest in September of 2020. He's now held without bond in the Spokane County Jail. Chelan County Superior Court has suspended all trials that were scheduled for the month of February. It's the latest court to stall cases while trying to wait out the surge of COVID-19 infections. Douglas County Superior Court in Waterville has already put off all trials until at least the start of April. As of today, 27 COVID patients were hospitalized in Wenatchee, with more than 2,500 people testing positive in Chelan County over the last 2 weeks. Courts across the state have put a pause on trials to prevent new infections among court officers, visitors, and potential jurors. Governor Jay Inslee said in a press conference yesterday that he plans to direct millions of dollars towards creating more supportive housing in the state. A Senate bill now being considered would dedicate $494 million to build housing units for the homeless living near highways and roadways. The bill would also pour new resources to behavioral health providers.
I propose this bill because our homelessness crisis, it is a sad reality, and we know that it affects every part of our state. And it really does demand urgent action in many ways. We have to move more quickly and compassionately to serve the thousands of people who are now living under bridges, on our sidewalks, on the shoulders of our freeways, and we need to do this now.
Coming up next, the Community Foundation of North Central Washington distributes over $1.7 million in COVID relief grants since the spring of 2020 for regional nonprofits. Local officials and State Senator Brad Hawkins met with legislative leaders yesterday about state funding for Wenatchee's $134 million Confluence Parkway project. Governor Jay Inslee has made a new round of appointments to state boards and commissions, including a local judge. And Chelan High School Principal Brad Wilson has been named the State High School Principal of the Year. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging in Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCW Life channel.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel. Welcome back. In another news, since the start of COVID, $1.7 million has flowed to North Central Washington nonprofit agencies through the Community Foundation of North Central Washington. The charitable fund distributed both state and federal resources allocated through Chelan County government, as well as private local donations to 115 nonprofits in Chelan, Douglas, and Okanogan counties. Major recipients include Upper Valley Mend, the Wenatchee Valley YMCA, and the Foundation for Youth Resiliency and Engagement in OMAC. Local officials and State Senator Brad Hawkins met with legislative leaders yesterday about state funding for Wenatchee's $134 million Confluence Parkway project, with Hawkins saying he came away from the meeting, quote, very encouraged, unquote. State funding is the final financial piece for a project that would create a new North Wenatchee bypass, including another bridge crossing the Wenatchee River. Last summer, the city received a $92.4 million federal grant for the Apple Capitol Loop Transportation Project, which included $49 million for the Confluence Parkway. The Zoom meeting included, among others, Wenatchee Mayor Frank Kuntz, Chelan Douglas Transportation Council Executive Director Jeff Wilkins, Link Transit General Manager Richard Durock, and Senate Transportation Committee Chair Senator Marco Lillian, and an Everett Democrat. The project is designed to deal with growing traffic congestion problems in North Wenatchee. Hawkins said yesterday's meeting was well-timed.
Senator Brad Hawkins organized a meeting of some of the top players in transportation, including the heads of the Senate Transportation Committee, to discuss Confluence Parkway.
I was excited to bring everybody together. We had a great discussion with both the chair and the ranking member of the Transportation Committee, and then also a variety of other staff, both to the caucuses and the committee itself.
The East Wenatchee Republican is himself a member of the Transportation Committee. Why was it important to do this now?
I sense that the state is getting increasingly closer to developing the next large-scale statewide transportation investment package, and I want my colleagues to know that the Confluence Parkway project, the second bridge across the Wenatchee River, is my number one transportation priority.
The $134 million Confluence Parkway project would help with the growing traffic challenges in North Wenatchee. I'm Tracy Ellis.
Governor Jay Inslee has made a new round of appointments to state board and commissions. Among them, Chelan County Superior Court Judge Kristen Ferreira, named to the board of the Legal Foundation of Washington. The foundation oversees legal aid programs for low-income people who are facing eviction or other non-criminal legal action. Ferreira will serve a 2-year term. Inslee also appointed Wenatchee educator Aaron Perot to the Adult Educational Advisory Council of Washington. Well, as we go to break, Chelan High School Principal Brad Wilson has been named the State High School Principal of the Year. Wilson was informed of the honor yesterday morning at a surprise staff meeting at the school. Scott Friedman from the Association of Washington School Principals was on hand to make that announcement. Wilson has been Chelan High School principal since 2016 after serving as principal at Chelan Middle School for 3 years. He also was principal at Lake Roosevelt High School from 2011 to 2013. He will now compete with winners from other states for the nationwide award from the National Association of Secondary School Principals. And best of luck. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
Join us for the NCW Library Show. We've got something for everyone. Our show is full of inspiration, learning, and fun. Check out our do-it-yourself STEM activities. Enjoy story time with Miss Claire. Get moving with an easy yoga flow with Miss Melissa. Get book recommendations from our NCW librarians, and much more. Tune in each week for a new episode. Also, find us online at ncwlibraries.org and follow us on Facebook for the latest library news and programs. Be kind and read on.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Staff at Confluence Health is participating in National Wear Red Day today, which is designed to raise awareness of heart disease and strokes in women. In tonight's feature story, Confluence Health cardiologist Dr. Lauren Weber talked with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz about why heart disease continues to be the #1 killer of women.
I think that is a two-part answer. One is I think we have a recognition problem, by and large, women I think are particularly good at putting themselves last. And, they can blow off symptoms that they think are due to something else because they aren't aware yet that heart disease is the thing that claims most adult women's lives in this country. And then the other thing is that heart disease is significantly driven by risk factors and comorbidities. And, we can talk about that a little bit more, but the other health problems that people deal with all compile to equate to heart disease and possible heart attack and stroke in the future. Because of stress, it leads into other things. So not being able to be physically active and take time for ourselves for exercise, not having enough time to get as much sleep as we need to, and then diet and nutrition. If we are on the go and we're making sure our kids get fed and our significant others get fed and everybody else is taken care of, and a lot of times we're not eating those heart-healthy meals that we need to be consuming. The majority of what I see are folks who are closer to middle age and they have one of those other risk factors. So high blood pressure, high cholesterol, either being overweight or obesity, diabetes is another one.
Not exercising,
and then tobacco use, of course. I know everybody's very familiar with that one, but a significant risk factor for cardiovascular disease.
Let's take a look now at your local North Central Washington weather forecast. We made it to Friday. It's the weekend now, and I hope your day was a good one. Weather-wise, It was a little deceiving out there. We did see sunshine at times, as you can see looking down, I believe, from our Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera at the Wenatchee Valley. Beautiful shot of the Cascades. We did see a mix of those clouds and blue sky today, but it kept our temperature down once again. We didn't get quite as warm as we thought we would today. We thought we might get to about 34, but unofficially only 30 degrees here in the Wenatchee area, and that's 8 degrees below where we should be for this time of year at 38. Record high, a beautiful 58. And that was set just a few years ago in 2018. We started off the day at 18 degrees, and that too is below where we should be at 26, which is our normal low. Record low, 1989. It was a chilly 2 degrees below zero. Precipitation, we're stuck at 1.18 inches. That's since January 1st, and that's about normal so far this year. Snowfall to date, we're at 42.8 inches. Sunrise this morning was at 7:22 and the sun set at 5:08. Let's take a look now as we get you into your weekend, how temperatures look, and I think you're going to like this forecast beginning tomorrow and going all the way through at least most of next week. It's going to be like this with high temperatures, lower 30s, or I should say upper 30s to lower 40s. 39 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 40 for the high temperature in Quincy tomorrow. We will see 41, the warm spot on our map right here in Wenatchee tomorrow, 40 in Eniat and the Omak, Okanagan, and Tenasket area. Going to be a nice one for you too tomorrow at 39 degrees. Tonight we can expect mostly cloudy skies, maybe a bit breezy conditions at times too. Area of high pressure bringing in all that nice warm weather, but here's an area of low pressure which could drag some showers through, so we'll keep about a 20% chance for snow overnight tonight with lows in the upper 20s. As we get you into Saturday, I just mentioned it, mostly sunny skies and warmer. We are going to see high temperatures all across eastern Washington at about 40 degrees, partly cloudy skies for Sunday. We'll call it seasonal temperatures because we'll be about normal for Sunday at 38 for our high, and then things are really going to warm up as we get into next week. Partly cloudy on Monday, high pressure intensifies, dragging all of that subtropical nice warm temperatures our way. Low 40s for highs on Monday. For Tuesday, more of the same except a little bit warmer, mostly sunny skies, highs lower 40s to maybe mid 40s as we get you into Tuesday. We're talking 50s down in the Tri-Cities area for Tuesday. Wednesday looks to be our warmest day of the entire forecast. Mostly sunny, unseasonably warm on Wednesday with highs, yes, mid 40s, maybe even upper 40s on Wednesday. And then for Thursday, not much change. Very quiet weather pattern, mostly sunny, still mild with high temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. 28 your overnight low tonight, 41 as we kick off our weekend on Saturday. Should be beautiful tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. Just a tick cooler or so on Sunday with a high of 38, lows in the upper 20s. 42 then as we kick off your work week on Monday, and we're going to stay mild right through next week. 43 on Tuesday, 45 your high temperature on Wednesday with mostly sunny skies, and we're going to stay with that sunshine on Thursday. Afternoon high temperature 43 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Ever wonder what it takes for wild birds to survive the longer, colder nights of winter? They can't just turn up the thermostat or throw on an extra blanket. Winter Super Blend from Wild Birds Unlimited provides a super boost of energy and fat, essential for winter survival. Stop by our store to learn how you can help the birds this season and how you can attract more beautiful birds to your yard. Wild Birds Unlimited. More birds, more joy.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
You know, I have different people in the community come up and tell me that they've seen our commercial. I took my family up to Yodelin up in Leavenworth, and we walk in, and it's a Monday night, so Monday Night Football is playing, and all of a sudden, our commercial starts airing. And my kids couldn't believe it. They're like, Dad, you are on Monday Night Football. This is unbelievable. You know, we know somebody famous. Like, my respect level just went way up in my kids' eyes.
We have, over the last year, realized how important Apple Blossom is, how important those Friday football games are, and being a part of that community and being able to support those activities happening is very important to us.
One of our real passions as a business is to serve our community well and at the same time promote our brand. And I feel like NCW Life allows you to do that with some of the different opportunities that they give you. There's ways to help us build community while at the same time promoting your brand.
2020 promises to be the most exciting year in politics and business you're likely to see for a long time. Get the facts and information weekly here on the 12th District with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Also on demand at ncwlife.com.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Finally Friday for those of us who were lucky enough to watch Haley Van Lith play basketball for Cashmere High School for 4 years. We know she can score. After all, she set the state record for career points in Washington. So no surprise that Haley would carry the load for Louisville last night. Van Lith went off for a career-high 34 points to lead fourth-ranked Louisville over Clemson 93-71. It was a thing of beauty.
Get you uncomposed so that they can get outside on those fast breaks and transition buckets.
Van Lith. The feed from Exler, and Van Lith converts. So far, it's been Delisha Washington knocking down the threes. There's Van Lith. She wants a three, and she rattles it home. 4 or 5 from the floor. Van Lith unloads a three. Run the other way with Gaines, and she had it knocked away.
Kiana Gaines and her confidence. I hope it doesn't take a hit from this one because this is a really good Louisville team. On the Cardinals, 0 from Clemson, but I think that's partially because Clemson's been the aggressor so far in this third quarter.
Oh, Van Lith, they need that basket right there. Hank missed the 3 attempts. Van Lith is on the run, carves her way down the lane and drops it in. Last 5 points from Van Lith.
And excuse me, I said that was Ainsley's first bucket. It was her second of the game.
Van Lith, she's got a 3.
For Maddie out so far in this one.
The freshman from Frisco, Texas, averages just over 3 points per game. That's a forceful drive from Van Lith, determined to get to the goal. Just 4 points in the quarter from Washington. Leading scorer for the Tigers tonight, and that'll be Van Lith on the baseline.
Again, Tom.
Knocked around, Robinson. Van Lith lets it fly. It's a 3-ball.
Good block there by Same.
Of course, the scoreboard may dictate that right now. It's 74-54. And the lead is going up. Exler tipped the inbounds. Van Lith avoids Hank. Near the free throw line. And they're all falling tonight for Van Lith. Tigers now 7 of 17 on three-point shooting. Van Lith stepping back. The final count, 93-71 for Jeff Walls and the Louisville Cardinals. The number 4 team in the nation proves exactly why.
Yeah, Haley 6 for 6 from beyond the arc, 34 points as Louisville gets the win. Kaylee Trong scored 12 points while Abby O'Connor had 10. The lead Gonzaga to a 79-38 win over Pacific. Bulldogs remain undefeated in West Coast Conference play with the wins. The second-ranked Gonzaga men also did their part last night, downing San Diego on the road 92-62. Chet Holmgren led the way with 23 points. Andrew Nemhard had 14. Michael Flowers scored 22. Tyrell Roberts had 12. Washington State beat Stanford on the road 66-60. Coach Kyle Smith says he was happy his guys were able to hold off a Cardinal comeback attempt in the second half.
Great effort by our guys. Really hard to win any league on the road. Stanford's had some really good wins this year. Been really tough in their home floor. They're a really physical team. A lot of respect. We just were had to get that big lead, hold them off. Couldn't really stop them second half, and we somehow found a way to manage that. Made enough big plays to get ourselves a road win.
Cougs get the win. Washington Huskies also picked up their third win in a row by downing Cal 84-63. Jamal Bay led the way with 20 points, while Terrell Brown Jr. had 19. Well, coming up this weekend, Washington State plays at Cal tomorrow at 1 o'clock on the Pac-12 Network. Eastern Washington visits Southern Utah at 6 on ESPN+. Gonzaga remains on the road against always tough BYU. That's tomorrow night at 7 on ESPN. Huskies visit Stanford Sunday at 1 on ESPNU. For the women, starts tonight. Washington State at Colorado at 6, while Washington visits Utah. Eastern Washington hosts Southern Utah tomorrow at 2 on ESPN+. Sunday's schedule has Haley Van List, Louisville Cardinals at Syracuse at 9 o'clock in the morning. Washington State plays at Utah, while Washington State visits Colorado at 11 a.m. On the Les Schwab Prep Boys basketball scoreboard from last night, Sunnyside's Max Garza hit a three-pointer in overtime, led the Grizzlies to a 56-52 win at Wenatchee. Panthers led by the 13 apiece from Camden Lloydhammer and Drew Burleson. Quincy took care of Kashmir 69-51. Jackrabbits won their 7th straight to finish 10-1 in Caribou Trail League play. Wilson Creek beat Cascade Christian, and Soap Lake peppered Pateras. Turning to girls scores from last night, Sunnyside had no trouble with Wenatchee winning 76-47, that is. Kashmir quieted Quincy to finish the CTL season with a perfect 11-0 mark. Third-ranked Bulldogs improved to 16-1 with a win. Other action, Wilson Creek beat Cascade Christian, and Pateras beat Soap Lake. Now, coming up tonight on the girls' basketball schedule, Eastmont's visiting West Valley, while Omak hosts Chelan. Sela's at Ephrata. Brewster's hosting Lake Roosevelt. Manson travels to Okanagan. Turning to the boys' play tonight, Waterville-Mansfield makes up a game at Wilson Creek. Omak hosts Chelan. Eastmont plays at West Valley. Ephrata hosts Sela. Lake Roosevelt's at Brewster. Manson travels to Okanagan. Those are all coming up at 7:30. Big 9 District Boys Swimming and Diving Championships earlier today in Moses Lake with the diving prelims. They'll wrap up competition tomorrow starting at 11 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow's a big day for the Lady Bowlers from our region over at the state tournament at Narrows Plaza at University Place. Eastmont's team of Castle, Ferguson, Hines, Hensley, Hull, Kautzman, and May all compete for the team title, while Wenatchee's Charlene Russell and Alani Russell, along with Moses Lake's Sarah Carpenter, battle for individual medals. Best of luck, ladies, at state. District Wrestling tournaments also held tomorrow through the region. District 6 1A tournament in Quincy starting at 10. District 5 6 2A tournament in Grandview at 10 o'clock. Wenatchee's hosting the District 6 4A tournament beginning tomorrow at 11. We'll have high school hoops on the NCW Life channel tomorrow when Eastmont hosts Davis. Girls at 4:45, the boys at 6:30. Grant tonight will have the play-by-play here on your local TV station. Also, the schedule for hoops on Saturday for the girls looks like this. It is a bunch of makeup games for the smaller schools. Bridgeport meets Soap Lake in Entiat at noon. Pateras plays at Waterville-Mansfield at 1:30. Soap Lake plays again at 2 against Entiat. Then the Tigers turn around and play Bridgeport at 4 o'clock. That's all at Entiat. We mentioned Davis and Eastmont 4:45. That's the same start time for Wenatchee at Eisenhower. At 6, it's Manson at Lake Roosevelt and Liberty Bell at Oroville. On the boys' courts Saturday, Waterville-Mansfield hosts Pateras at 4:30. Eastmont takes on Davis at 6:30. Wenatchee visits Ike at 6:30. Lake Roosevelt hosts Manson at 7:30, while Liberty Bell visits Oroville. Russell Wilson and Dwayne Brown will represent the Seahawks in the Pro Bowl this weekend. If you want to watch, not a lot of people that do. The game is slated for noon on Sunday at, it's not, let's see, it's at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. I had it wrong this morning saying it was in Orlando, Florida. No, it's in Vegas. AFC's best versus the NFC's best. It's on ESPN. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a good weekend. Be safe. We'll see you for basketball tomorrow, and I'll be right next to this guy. Grant, back to you.
I'll be there. Thank you very much, Eric. And let's just go right back to our friend Eric Granstrom for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric?
Thank you much, Grant. Be sure and join us bright and early Monday morning as we'll start a new work week talking about a man who's crazy enough to live on the balcony at the Town Toyota Center. More on that coming up. Of course, we'll recap the weekend in sports, including how Russell Wilson did in the Pro Bowl. That's all coming up on a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Thank you very much, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.
Our experience with NCWLIFE has been amazing.
People think television and they think it's this huge production thing. It's really expensive.
It's crazy how affordable it is. I couldn't believe it.
It's not as expensive as we thought it was going to be.
I would say I was really surprised to see that it was actually comparable to radio ads or print media.
It was really affordable.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCW Life channel.